Greetings to all of God's children. My name is Jyrekis. I'm a freshman religion major here at Morehouse College. And that is my introduction. Amen. All right, so today I just want to give you a small devotional, not too much. Won't take too much of your time. I will be coming from Luke chapter number 23, in the 34th verse. Luke 23, if you do have your Bibles, you can turn there. Luke 23 and 34, and it reads, "Then said Jesus, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Then said Jesus, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. I'm not the wisest person, but in the past 18 years, I've discovered one thing, that if you live long enough, you will have your share of pain. Pain is not prejudice. Pain is not racist. Pain doesn't care about your sexual preference. Pain doesn't care about your financial status, but pain is simply pain. Beloved, understand that life is full of pain, but life is full of choices. And your choice will determine your destiny. Oftentimes, God will allow for your purpose in life to be entangled in your pain. Since this is the case, you must make a conscious decision to either focus on purpose or pain. So that leads me to my title. And I meant to do that on purpose to give you that introduction. And my title today, and if you just tap somebody beside you and let them know, today we will be talking about choosing to see purpose in the midst of pain. Choosing to see purpose in the midst of pain. Jesus in Luke shows us true intentionality. Jesus shows us to be intentional simply means that you do things on purpose. Some synonyms of intentional is doing things knowingly, doing things willingly, etc. When one is intentional, they are driven by purpose. When Jesus says here in Luke 23 and 34, Father, forgive them, Jesus shows us forgiveness here, and he shows us intentionality. The ones in which he forgave, watch this, intentionally put him on the cross, but Jesus intentionally forgave them. Beloved, isn't it good to know that God has intentionally forgiven you? He's forgiven you on purpose for all your faults, all your failures, all your wrongdoing. And since God has intentionally forgiven you, you should do the same for your brother. I know some people have put you in a hard situation. I know some people have talked about you and treated you wrong. But at the end of the day, it's simple. Simply forgive them because Jesus forgave you. And Jesus goes on to say, and I'm headed to my close because I don't want to take up too much time. Jesus continues to say, for they know not what they do. Now, obviously, they understood that they had Jesus on the cross, but Jesus was saying these men are literally blind. They really don't know what they're doing because Jesus, they didn't understand that Jesus functioned with intentional functionality. Now you have to understand, what is intentional functionality, preacher? Intentional functionality means one that functions on purpose. They make decisions not by mistake, but they do everything strategically and on purpose. See, these men these men who put Jesus on the cross, Jesus was there bleeding. He was bleeding on the cross, but he intentionally stayed there and he intentionally endured it because he understood that his purpose was far much greater than his pain. Now, as I get to my close, Dr. King, his name was locked, his house was burned, his house was bombed, and he was talked about, but he understood that he was going to go through the pain because his purpose was far much greater. There's a lady named Mary Early who was the first black woman to go to the University of Georgia. She still went through it. They said that she had a baby out of wedlock. They said that she had all types of diseases. They said that she didn't have enough to qualify, but she kept on fighting. She applied to UGA. I believe the things that she applied 5 times and got denied 5 times, but she kept on pushing. She kept on trying because she understood that her purpose was greater than her pain. Harriet Tubman, a former slave. Harriet Tubman, a former slave. Yeah, Harriet Tubman. You know Harriet Tubman, the one who was a part of the Underground Railroad, who led slaves out of slavery under this railroad. She risked her life for somebody else. She understood that her purpose was far much greater than her pain. Come on here, Ray Charles, a blind black boy from North Florida who understood he had a disability. Yes, he did. He was blind, but he didn't use his disability to stop him from doing what God had called for him to do. He understood that his purpose was far much greater than his pain. Now, if Jesus, King, Mary, Herod, and Ray could do it, you can do it too. So I encourage you to see your purpose in the midst of your pain.